For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Standing at the crossroads of uncertainty, you may question your direction. Looking at the mountain before you, you may doubt your ability to climb. Gazing at the storm ahead, you may fear being overcome. Yet in this pivotal moment, heaven's perspective awaits your discovery. Creation itself reveals the pattern of your journey, from formless void to flourishing garden, from chaos to order, from darkness to light. This same Creator who breathed stars into existence has breathed purpose into your spirit. The potter's hands that shaped universes have shaped you with equal intention. Not a single element of your design is accidental. Not one moment of your story is wasted. The master craftsman creates masterpieces, not mistakes. Consider how God's greatest vessels were formed. The shepherd becomes a king. The stutterer becomes a deliverer. The persecutor becomes an apostle. The denier becomes a rock. The mourner becomes a rebuilder. The exile becomes a cupbearer. The widow becomes a matriarch. The prostitute becomes an ancestor of the Messiah. This is the divine alchemy that confounds human wisdom. This is the sacred transformation that upends earthly expectation. In the kingdom economy, strength is discovered in weakness. Victory emerges from surrender. Finding comes through losing. Living springs from dying. The first become last, and the last become first. When Paul pleaded for his thorn to be removed, heaven replied, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." What you perceive as your greatest liability may become the very vessel of God's greatest display of glory. Moses spent 40 years in the wilderness before leading an exodus. Joseph endured 13 years of slavery and imprisonment before saving nations. David was anointed king, but returned to tending sheep before claiming his throne. Jesus himself spent 30 years in obscurity before 3 years of ministry. Your season of waiting is not divine hesitation, it is sacred preparation. The delay you lament may be the development you require. When Joshua approached Jericho, the walls did not crumble at his arrival. When Elijah confronted the prophets of Baal, fire did not immediately fall. When Daniel entered Babylon, his identity was immediately challenged. Opposition does not indicate absence of calling. It confirms the presence of it. The enemy does not waste ammunition on those who pose no threat. The resistance you face may be the strongest evidence of the importance of your assignment. It was famine that positioned Ruth in the fields of Boaz. It was persecution that scattered the church into global witness. It was a decree of death that elevated Esther to her moment of intervention. It was blindness on the Damascus road that opened Saul's eyes to his true purpose. The crisis that threatens to derail you may be precisely what aligns you with destiny. The problem that appears to disqualify you may be exactly what prepares you for your purpose. You do not walk this path alone. You stand in the company of those who have gone before. Abraham left comfort for promise. Moses confronted Pharaoh with nothing but a staff. Gideon reduced his army before facing his enemy. Nehemiah rebuilt walls while wielding both trowel and sword. Mary said yes to divine inconvenience. The disciples left their nets for uncertain futures. Their stories are not merely historical accounts. They are prophetic declarations over your own journey. Their testimonies are not simply inspiring narratives. They are living blueprints for your breakthrough. Faith without works remains dormant. Vision without movement remains merely a dream. Purpose without pursuit remains unfulfilled potential. The Red Sea parted only after feet touched its edge. Manna appeared only after stepping into the wilderness. The Jordan's flow stopped only after priests entered its waters. The alabaster box released fragrance only after being broken. Your miracle awaits your movement. Your provision anticipates your step. Your breakthrough lingers beyond your boldest act of faith. He who began a good work in you will carry it to completion. The author and finisher of your faith will not abandon the story halfway written. The God who calls you is faithful, and he will surely do it. Your temporary setback is not your final sentence. Your current struggle is not your concluding chapter. Your present pain is not your permanent position. Now is the moment to shake off the dust of disappointment. Step out of the grave of past failure. Break free from the prison of others' expectations. Rise above the limitations of your own understanding. You are clothed in righteousness, crowned with loving kindness, equipped with spiritual armor, and empowered by the indwelling Spirit of the living God. The ancient paths of purpose await your footsteps. The eternal promises of provision accompany your journey. The heavenly hosts attend your advance. So stand firm in the calling to which you have been called. Press on toward the prize that awaits you. Fight the good fight of faith. Run with endurance the race marked out for you. For you are not defined by earthly heritage, but by heavenly lineage. You are not measured by human assessment, but by divine investment. You are not limited by past failure, but liberated by eternal promise. The fire of holy purpose burns within you. The mantle of divine assignment rests upon you. The seal of sacred commissioning marks you as chosen, called, and commissioned for this hour. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. Stand strong, brother, and subscribe to join us.